Can hydrogen address global energy security concerns?
Yes, sure. Again, my example from this air conditioning unit, that's only one small example. When you look at my 3P Plus personal power provider, you see the opportunities which are built into these units. And it's also a question of order of magnitude. When all the people are following these rules, they can heat and they can cook, they can heat, they can cool their own room, they can drive their own cars. Everything can be done with the hydrogen which are making themselves on their own properties, even in an apartment or in a workshop or in an office. That's not a problem at all. The only problem is in the mind.
What are the most promising technologies, in your view, for hydrogen production?
Well, the most promising thing are the independent approach without monopolies, without subsidies, without governmental support, without funding, only by the advantages which are built in more or less into the property of hydrogen, and then it will run on its own, like Nokia, who suddenly started to make 474 million mobile phones in 1 year.
So, this is one very interesting to me. How do you assess the viability of hydrogen as transportation fuel compared to electric vehicles? So, basically, I'm
Again,
asking you hydrogen or battery cars?
yeah, this question is asked too simple. Again, it's a question of what you have. Again, look at my 3P Plus unit, and there the fuel is more or less surplus. The fuel is only one out of 10 different usages which I've built into this unit, or maybe even 12 different usages. And automatically, there will also be hydrogen as a fuel, automatically, without any efforts. That is the future. When you look at Germany, they are promising 100 hydrogen filling station, but their promise is this since more than 20 years. And now maybe they have 97. After 1 week, maybe they have only 96 because another one closed down. And when you promise to have 100 hydrogen filling station over 20 years, you come in the state of unbelievability. No, how will people or the young guys believe this when they say we are making 100 hydrogen filling station and still they are not even able to get over the figure of 100.
So, green
And
hydrogen.
one of those filling station costs now not 1 million. That was the beginning. Now it costs two, or maybe in a half year it will cost 5 million euros. And I
Yeah.
have seen many of those filling stations from the close, but I cannot see any million into these units.
Yeah.
That was only 100% profit.
And actually profit on something that probably will not be used.
Yes.
So, green hydrogen or blue hydrogen?
Yeah. Forget the gray or the purple or the black or whatever, any color. If it will be successful, there's only way, and that is green hydrogen made from the sun and not even by electrolysis.
Mhm.
Because also in my book, I explained there are different topics like making hydrogen directly from the power of the sun and so on and so forth. There are many, many opportunities how to make hydrogen. Electrolysis is only one here. This is a direct production of
Mhm.
hydrogen.
Mhm.
Electrolysis is only one way, and I'm very astonished that everybody is following this path, which is not very efficient, as we all know.
Let's talk about a little bit on hydrogen storage. You know what are its problems. So, what do you see as a solution?
Again, there are many solutions. in my exhibition, also in the 1998 or 1999, there was a company from Nuremberg which then went to Canada, and they had the storage in aluminium, in a kind of foil from aluminium foil. And again, it's only a question of the fantasy. It's a question of the intelligence of the people.
Mm,
If you are storing hydrogen in tanks as it's done now, that's not very smart. And if you repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, it will not be any smarter to store hydrogen in tank, or even as a cryogenic
mhm.
is minus 200 so and so degrees. That's not very smart. You must think of different storage ways which can be coming like this, but not from the Western world, because they are too saturated. They are not even able to think in a different way.
What is the role of international collaboration in the development of global hydrogen economy?
Well, the role of international cooperation is very important, but not the way it's done now, with all these committees and meetings and minutes of the meetings and blah, blah, blah. It's very informal. The international cooperation must be on the level, on the eye to eye level of the normal people, of a normal engineer, a normal scientist, a normal craftsman. And when they work together, there will be fantastic results. What we are doing now, we only, again, we put the old fossil fuel system on top over
Mm,
the
yeah.
hydrogen, only have a different name and call it hydrogen. But that's not the progress. The progress will be to work together on eye to eye level between you and me and other people and our brothers and sisters, and they will come to fantastic results. That's for sure. Far
Related to
beyond,
this,
far beyond the imagination.
what are the geopolitical implications of widespread hydrogen economy?
That's more or less the same.
Yeah,
Because again, I mentioned already the countries here in Asia or your home country. The people have the power inside themselves.
yeah,
And when they unite and when they work together, there will be fantastic results which we do not even imagine now.
yeah. Uh, can you assess the current situation in hydrogen technology and innovation? Are you satisfied with that?
No, of course, I'm not satisfied because I'm watching it now for too long and I don't see any progress. But I come from the aircraft industry, and in my book, there's also a good example. This one,
Mhm.
that's from
Yeah.
the Wright brothers to Airbus A380.
Hmm.
So to the left, there's Orville and Wilbur Wright flyers. They flew December 17, 2000, sorry, 1903 in
Hmm.
Kitty Hawk. I was there myself. I took some fantastic photos of that landing field there. And they had this little flyer, which was equipped with a combustion engine and only one pilot on board. And they flew only a few seconds,
Hmm.
not a minute, only a few seconds. They were doing 4 flights in this December 17, 1903. And from this little toy,
Hmm.
1903, the whole industry, the whole aircraft industry is developing. And when you look at flightradar24.com, you can see at one time there are 15,000 planes flying over the globe, 15,000 at a given time flying over the globe. They have pilots on board, they have maintenance, they have the food on board, the passengers, of course, who are paying. So out of this, Orwell and Wilbur write a whole industry like tourism and the globalization came from 1903, which is not so long ago.
Hmm.
And when I talked to my fuel cell and hydrogen customers, I said, I am sorry, you are now here. You are now here,
Yeah.
1903. That's where you are now, and you don't even know what can happen. Because also Wilbur and Orwell, right, they could not imagine that more than 800 people can fly from A to B in a safe plane in a very high comfort like Emirates Airbus A380.
What lessons can be learned from past energy transitions and that can be
Well,
useful for hydrogen?
the lessons can be learned. Yes, you must have an open mind. Yet you must change the actual mentality which is used now since 20, 30 years for the development of hydrogen, which is completely wrong, as I'm trying to explain.
Mhm.
So the possibilities in the fantasy and in the cooperation of people one to one.
And finally, can you provide an outlook at the global energy situation?
Yes, sure. Thank you for your question. My outlook is again from this little example from 1903, which is not so long ago until now, when there are 15,000 aircraft at the same time in the air, always around 150 or 200 or 300 people on board, even more on the A380. So this is a development which will come. And only snack is that the people who are working today are not even aware that they are now in this 1903 state of the art. They don't even know it. And if I tell them, they are turning away. They don't want to hear it.
Arno, thank you for being my guest today. It was my pleasure.
I did my best. Thank you for asking very intelligent questions.
I hope to talk to you again.
Thank you very much.